So, what is the right path? This is a question a lot of seekers have. So they go through this philosophy, this thing, that thing, and there's always this question, am I in the right path? And comparing things is more or less always there. You see? This insecurity comes because things are not quite awakened there yet. Life in your heart, the life of the quest, has not awakened completely. You see? Because the seeker of truth, he follows guidance. He doesn't follow his mind or his ideas. He follows guidance. He follows the life that burns inside of him. And this presence, voice, or the guru, or whatever, it's the same, tells him the what's next. See? If he doesn't have any of guidance, so it means life is not there yet. So doubts will be there. You see? Whatever is out there as a practice, as a philosophy of freedom, you see, is like just another step in the staircase. Something that helps you to move higher. It's not the thing yet. So all these things are a means, not an end in themselves. You see, when it is an intellectual path, then you want to find the right practice, the right philosophy, so that you can establish yourself. And as you get established, then you have solved this spiritual need, you can maintain this, and at the same time you can maintain all other investments. So the urgency to establish oneself can be because I'm in a hurry to awaken, or I'm in a hurry because I have other things to take care of. Usually is this one camouflaged by the other. So you have to go through this with a lot of attention. But 95% it is camouflaged. So whatever is out there is just a means that makes sense in this moment. You see? From all of these things, something will attract you. And this makes sense now. It doesn't mean that will make sense forever. But now it does make sense. Because the right path reveals itself according to your sincerity. And it is always about your own illusion and the characteristics of your illusion. So whatever comes, it comes as a way to break your beliefs. You see, it hits your world in a particular way, and the purpose is to break your beliefs. If your quest is camouflaged, it is about satisfying the spiritual need so that you can continue your spiritual investments, then you're going through things, to spiritual things, to build concepts, to internalize these concepts, to feel safe about them. You will be increasing your world, changing your illusion into a different one. So this changes nothing. So the best philosophy, the best practice, if your sincerity is not at the level that it is required. If you're looking for a better life still, then you will use these philosophies to change your illusion. And it can appear to be the right path, but if it doesn't have the right motivation, the right attitude, then you're just changing your illusion and not breaking it. You see? So when you go into these different philosophies with an attitude of checking, you see, so is this right? Is this wrong? I feel this is right, I feel this is wrong, but you don't have guidance. Then this is about what is connecting, what makes sense in your particular illusion. So it changes nothing. You see, when guidance is there, you will go through things that they make sense, but eventually will test your boundaries, will test your the most deepest beliefs. You see, even this going through certain teachings, or when you stand in front of a guru, most of you still come with this sense of security, the need of security. So you're trying to evaluate the words, the teachings, and all of this if it doesn't have anything that can hurt you in some way, if this is in tune with what you believe. And when you feel safe, then you open up. But you're opening up to nothing, because if you're feeling safe, you see, the guru will test your limitations and your weaknesses. The teachings will, because if the teaching is brought to you by guidance, then it will test you. And the last thing you will feel is safe, because it will be hitting the structures of your world. No safety there. So all these methods of looking at things, they are very revealing. So if you want to know if you're in the right path, then you have to look at these things, to observe the way that you present yourself in front of all of this, because you're the one who is important in this equation. Not philosophies, not paths, not techniques, none of that. But the way you present yourself, the way you behave, react in the middle of all of this, the way these things touch you. If you're building up knowledge for a sense of security, then you're not in the right path. And you may even be in the philosophy that is more suitable for you at this moment. But you will be doing the opposite of what is being asked in this moment. I've heard seekers, long-time seekers, veteran seekers, saying, I've gone through everything. And I look at them and I have to say, you've gone through nothing. Because the attitude was not correct, motivation not clear. There's still a lot of unseen motivations. And you have been collecting and creating a world, a better world, a spiritual world, full of unquestionable wisdom. But still, illusion. Concepts were replaced by new ones. no freedom. Freedom is not a state of the mind. It's not a different world. How does guidance come? Easy. Through sincerity, hard work. Whatever technique, you see, in the beginning, things are presented in a very simple way because there's no room for anything else. So you come across with, for example, a meditation technique. And these days, talking about meditation is something difficult because hard work, is a word that scares seekers. But these ones I'm not interested because, well, they are on a different quest. So, a technique is there. You come across with a meditation technique, for example, and you use it intensely, and you push it and you increase and you increase and you increase. If you're sincere, life will start coming in yourself. You will feel it as a presence. As with time it will become fire, but in time. And guidance will start presenting itself. If you're sincere, if you continue. No, doesn't need any philosophical luggage with you. Not too many. Keep it simple. Intensify that practice. Guidance will start appearing in a simple way and testing if you're willing to comply. In this willing to comply, you will have to deal with what you think it's right and what is coming. And even if you go through things that they seem incorrect because they didn't brought anything good, well, this is a trick of your mind because you think that circumstances, nice circumstances are good and bad circumstances are those that are not nice. This is incorrect. What matters is the impact this has in your reality and the power it has to break your beliefs, your concepts of what is wrong and especially of what is right. If you persist, life will come. And then it will select in the middle of everything which is out there, it will select this. Mind complies. It doesn't evaluate, it complies. Mind behaves as a student with no luggage, eager to learn. So when the direction comes, the guidance comes, mind follows with eagerness to learn. It doesn't matter if, it doesn't matter where the philosophy is pointing, if you have to reach the end, understand everything. No, it is a new experience. And you will stay on it as long as guidance says so. And you're not trying to understand everything. You're waiting for the teachings. You see? You have a clear, open mind. Not to analyze everything, but to let things touch you deeply. So, if you want to know if you're on the right path, guidance has to be there. inner guidance, outer guidance, it has to be there. If it's not, then it's not about the wrong path, because this doesn't exist. There is the usual, which is illusion sustaining itself, and there is the path of awakening, which is concepts, structures of illusion falling apart for lack of importance, for the recognition of this lack of importance. And this is not make-believe. And for this, guidance has to be there. Sincerity has to be there. Not wanting anything else from this world has to be there. So the right path, as these things are there, it will be changing according to need. So people compare philosophies, compare things. Oh, this is better, this is worse. It has nothing to do. Everything serves a specific function in a specific moment, according to the specifications of your illusion. And what's right in this moment will be wrong in the next one. Not wrong, but useless. It is like this. And sometimes you think, oh, now I've been brought to this path, to this philosophy in particular. So I will learn everything it is there, and I will reach where it is pointing. But if guidance is there, my dear, it will have nothing to do with this. You will be there, present to all these impacts, and when it has nothing important to give you, guidance will tell you, now leave all this, move here. If you're holding on to philosophies or paths or this thing, then, well, the life of your process is not really awakened. So, what to do is, whatever you have in your hands as a practice, intensify it. Intensify it. And those of you who are adepts now of this nothing to do, and you have questions when I say practice or hard work, and if you think it is important to ask these questions, to understand the apparent contradiction, well, you have the means to ask by email, Facebook, whatever. Ask these questions and I will clarify it for you. Things are not the way they seem to be. But understand, at every moment you're being tested. And the right path reveals itself in every test of your sincerity, of your heartfelt desire for freedom. And keep in mind that it's not about how well you can pretend things, how well you can behave, speak, mimic. It's not about this. It's about sincerity. It's about life in your process, right motivations. Worldly desires, worldly goals, worldly necessities will always be there. And we can say this like this now. Are you letting this go? Are you moving away from these things as they present themselves? Or are you masquerading them, these investments, with spiritual colors so that you can persist with these undertakings? Depending on what you're doing or not doing, then the path reveals itself. It is a reversed path. Because the idea of a path, it implies that something is moving forward. But it's not really so. It's a letting go of things, letting go of concepts. Things fall apart. Your delusion dissolves for the lack of investment. If you're sincere, if you're really trying, and I don't mean succeeding, but if you're really, really trying, if you have decided that you don't want anything else from this world, if guidance is there, you're in the right path. If these things are missing, get them. Guidance comes if there's anyone there willing to comply, willing to take direction. So pick up what you have at hand. For the majority of you, meditation. Intensify it. Dedicate exclusive to this. And guidance will come. And then you will see that whatever you have been doing has nothing to do with the path. The right path is alive, gives no room to doubts. Still they will come, but that life will be there, guiding. It's like first you're moving without vision, without the capacity to see, without eyes, and then vision comes. First you were like trying to find your way, blindfold, then you can see where you're moving. Still you will not understand much, but you will see. It's quite different. When guidance is there, you're in the right path. Sometimes guidance is intense, sometimes it is a little subtle, but it is about your relation to guidance. If you believe it is there, if you ask for directions, if you're willing to wait for the answer, and when it comes, if you honor it and comply, then this relationship becomes very intense, very intense. A very strong bond. And then there's no questions about if you're in the right path or if you're in the wrong path. If these questions are coming, it means life of your process not there yet. You're still entertaining a lot of things that has nothing to do with this. You see? Philosophies, depending on which ones, they may tell you that they have an arrangement, more or less, with the world, with time. But now it is a moment in time where you can go directly. It can be very intense, but it is possible. So if you're not on the right path, then do what needs to be done.